Fulton Steamer Volleyball is on the air live from Stan Boardman Court here at Fulton High School. It's time for NUIC Southern Division Volleyball tonight as your co-leading Fulton Steamers play host to the Polo Marcos. How you doing, everybody? Robert Bertram live from Stan Boardman Court, the site of this NUIC Southern Division match tonight, featuring the Fulton Steamers and the Polo Marcos. The fresh soft match going to Fulton. They defeated Polo 2-0. Steamers also taking the JV match 2-0 over Polo. And now the two varsity teams finishing their warm-ups as we're just minutes away from getting this contest started here tonight from Fulton High School. The Polo Marcos, under the direction of head coach Emily Meinert, come in with a record of 3-3 in the NUIC South. They're currently in 4th place. Overall, Polo comes in with a record of 13 wins, 7 losses, and 2 ties. They are coming off a loss on Tuesday to Pearl City, dropping that match 2-1. Now the Fulton Steamers coming off that emotional victory Tuesday night here over previously unbeaten Eastland. 2-0. The Steamers winning 25-19 and 25-22. With that victory, the Steamers now tied atop the Southern Division of the NUIC with Eastland, both at 7-1. Overall, the Steamers come in with a record of 18 wins and 8 losses. Of course, the Steamers, under the direction of head coach Stacy Gurman in her 31st season at Fulton High School, she has a record of 601 wins, 410 losses, and 16 ties. Let's take a look at the NUIC standings for volleyball, the South Division. Again, Fulton and Eastland both tied at the top at 7-1. Milledgeville is next in line, sitting in 3rd at 4-3. Polo is 4th at 3-3. Then you have Morrison at 2-5, Amboy at 2-6, and AFC still looking for that first conference win of the season. They're sitting at 0-7. Besides this match here tonight at Fulton, also in the NUIC South tonight, Morrison is on the road playing at AFC, while Amboy hosts Milledgeville. In a non-conference matchup tonight, it is Eastland playing host to Lena Winslow. So there you have a look at both the Fulton Steamers and the Polo Marcos. Glad to have you aboard wherever you're tuning in our telecast tonight. Head coach Stacy Gurman receiving a plaque for her 600 career wins here at Fulton High School. She's at 601. Win number 600 came last Saturday at the Sterling tournament. So Jada Shaver will salute a special person. we'll get to our national anthem, and then we'll have the starting lineups for tonight's contest between Fulton and Polo. This will be the final regular season meeting between these two schools. They played back on September 16th at Polo, and the Steamers came out on top of the Marcos 2-1 in that first meeting back in September at Polo. It is grandparents' night here. So grandparents of some of the volleyball players in attendance tonight, and the volleyball players are going to go into the stands and pass off some cards to their grandparents. A nice gesture by the volleyball players. So now we'll get set for our national anthem, and then we'll get to tonight's starting lineups before we get this contest underway here this evening from Fulton High School. Again, glad to have you aboard, whether you're at Fulton, Polo, across the river, in Iowa, down in Missouri, Florida, Tennessee, elsewhere across the country. Thanks for tuning in our telecast here tonight from Fulton High School. Tomorrow night we'll have Steamer football, as they'll have a non-conference home matchup as they'll be playing host to Southwestern of Wisconsin. And here is our national anthem. So there you have our national anthem. Now we'll get to tonight's starting lineups. For the Polo Marcos, it'll be number 4, Cam Jones, a senior. Also for the Marcos, it'll be number 2, Lainey Mandrell, the senior. Along with number 21, Leah Tobin, the senior. Also for Polo, it's number 1, Briley Laskowski, the sophomore. Reese Michael, the sophomore. Number 3, Carly Grobe, a senior. And number 15, Grace Mackey, the senior, to round out the starting lineup for the Polo Marcos here this evening. As is tradition here at Fulton High School, the lights go down, the video board lighting up with Fulton Steamer volleyball highlights And then we'll get to the Steamer starting lineup here this evening from Stan Borgman Court. Again, if you're just tuning in, the fresh soft match going to Fulton as they defeated Polo 2-0. The JV match also going to the Steamers as they defeated the Marcos 2-0 as well. So 2 down, 1 to go here on Grandparents' Night at Fulton High School. As again, this is the second and final regular season meeting in conference play between Fulton and Polo. Back in September, the two teams played at Polo, and it was the Steamers prevailing in 3 sets, winning 2-1. And now they're set for their second and final regular season conference meeting here tonight from Stan Borgman Court. So here is your starting lineups for the Fulton Steamers, your co-leaders in the Southern Division of the Northwest Upstate Illini Conference. It'll be number 10, Avery Bush, the junior. Also number 2, Chloe Wilkin, the sophomore. Also for the Steamers, it'll be number 12, Jordan Rathburn, the senior. Along with number 3, Kirby Gurman, the freshman. Also for the Steamers, it'll be number 13, Haley Smither, the senior. Also number 5, Breanne Brennan, the sophomore. And the final starter, the libero for the Fulton Steamers tonight, it'll be number 21, Belle Curley, the senior. So there you have the starting lineups for this matchup here tonight. Sit back and enjoy NUIC volleyball here from Stan Borgman Court, Fulton High School. Southern Division style here tonight. Fulton and Polo for the second and final regular season conference meeting. Good crowd on hand here for Grandparents' Night. Polo with the dark blue uniforms, tops and shorts, the gold print, numerals. Steamers wearing the black shorts with the gray tops, white numerals trimmed in red. The official will check the lineups, make sure everyone's in position. And then we'll get set to get this contest underway tonight. And it will be Polo to serve to get the contest underway. And it'll be Cameron Jones, 96% on the season. Leads the team with 32 aces. And we're underway. Gurman knocks it over for the Steamers. Polo gets the return. Steamers scrambled, try to get it over, and they cannot get it. Good effort, but that comes up short into the net. And Polo with an early 1-0 lead. Side out for the Marcos. Again, Jones to serve. Set on the near side for Gurman. Gets it over. Pushed over. And the Steamers can't get it over on the return. It's into the net. Off of Chloe Wilkin. And it's a 2-0 lead for Polo. Side out remains for the Marcos. Again, Jones to serve. That one's too strong over the end line. And the Steamers on the scoreboard. It's 2-1 Polo, side out Fulton. And Bell Curley to serve, 88% on the season with 27 aces. And that one curves out of bounds. Point Polo, 3-1 Marcos, side out for Polo. Serving will be Laney Mandrell, 96% on the season with 16 aces. Here's a set up front for Haley Smither, and she knocks down the kill. That'll be her 90th kill of the season. 3-2, Steamers trail. Side out Fulton. And it will be Zoe Kunow to serve, 87% on the season. Leads the team with 36 aces. It's a left-handed serve to the back. Far side tapped over by Polo. Steamers set near side to Gurman. She knocks it over. The Marcos keep it alive. They bump it back over. Now the Steamers set. Knocked over. Polo gets the return. Steamers bump it back over. Now the Marcos set it up front. Steamers keep it alive, get the return. Good volley. Polo gets it over. Steamers scramble. Try to get the return. This one by Jessa Reed knocks it over. Marcos get it back over. Now a set up front, tapped over by Haley Smither. Marcos get the return. A good volley here continues. Gurman knocks it over. Polo will keep it alive, but this opportunity to get it back over, it's into the net off of Briley Laskowski, and the Steamers get the point. Side out remains Fulton. We're tied 3-3. Zoe Kunow again to serve. Nice one to the back. Polo sets it up, pushed over by the Marcos. Now it's tapped down and in for the point for Polo. So it's 4-3, Polo back in front, side out for the Marcos. So Polo with a 1-point lead. Gurman pushes it over for the Steamers. Now Polo sets it far side. Steamers keep it alive. See if they get the return. Gurman knocks it down for the kill. Kirby Gurman, her 247th kill of the season. Leads the team in that category. And we're tied 4-4, side out Fulton. Gurman to serve, 89% on the season with 23 aces. And that one's off the hands of Polo out of bounds. And the Steamers take the lead at 5-4. Side out remains for Fulton. Again, Kirby Gurman to serve. Nice serve to the back corner, and Polo can't get the return. Another ace for Kirby Gurman. It's 6-4 Steamers. Side out remains for Fulton. Again, Gurman to serve. There's a nice high arcing serve, and Polo gets the return, but it floats out of bounds. 7-4 Steamers, side out Fulton once again. They try to string some points together here. And that's served by Gurman into the net. It's 7-5, side out Polo. Briley Laskowski to serve. 92% on the season with 23 aces. There's a serve to the back. Set, tapped over by the Steamers. Now Polo sets it up. Nice block by Smither up front. Marcos get it over. Steamers keep it alive. Gurman on the return, and Polo gets the return. Now it's tapped over by the Steamers. Marcos push it over. Steamers keep it alive. Set near side for Avery Bush. Now Polo keeps it alive. Another good volley. Kunow sets it up front to Smithers. She knocks it over. The Marcos keep it alive. They tap it over, but it's over the end line. Good hustle all around both teams. 8-5 Fulton. And it's side out Steamers. Jada Shaver in to serve. 94% on the season with 18 aces. Make that 20. She had 19, make that 20 aces. It's 9-5, Steamers by 4. Again, Jada Shaver to serve. Nice serve to the back row. Polo, and it's blocked off the Steamers out of bounds. Fulton touched it last, 9-6. Point to Polo, side out for the Marcos. And serving will be Reese Michael. 93% on the season with 19 aces. Kunow sets it far side to Reed. She taps it over. And Polo out of position, drops right in for the Steamer point. It's 10-6 Fulton. Side out for the Steamers. And Breanne Brennan will come in to serve. 92% on the season with 28 aces. And that's a net serve. Polo can't get it. It's off their hands, out of bounds. Steamers get the point, 11-6 Fulton. Side out remains for the Steamers. Again, Brennan to serve. And the Marcos get it over. Steamers set. Wilkin tapped it over. Now pushed over by the Marcos. Good floor movement by the Steamers. And Polo gets it over. No, we're going to have a violation on the Marcos. Steamers get the point. Side out remains Fulton. It's 12-6 Steamers here in the opening set. Best 2 out of 3. Nice serve to the back row. And the Steamers, little miscommunication. And the ball drops for the Marcos point. 12-7 Fulton. Side out Polo. Carly Grobe to serve, 91% with 7 aces. So serve to the back corner. Steamers try to play it off the ceiling. They can't. Come up empty. Polo gets the point. It's 12-8. Steamers. Side out remains for Polo. Again, Grobe to serve. There's the serve. Steamers get the return. Marcos set it up front. They tap it over. Steamers get it back over, and now the Marcos get the return and the point. It's 12-9. Fulton lead down to 3. Side out remains for Polo. Carly Grobe to serve. High arcing serve. Steamers set it near side, and there's a kill, courtesy of Avery Bush. 105th kill of the season. Second on the team in that category. And Avery will serve. The Steamers up 13-9 here in the first set. And that one's knocked over off the Steamers. It's 13-10. Polo gets the point. Side out for the Marcos. Cameron Jones to serve. And Chloe Wilkins shot into the net. It's 13-11. Polo within 2. Side out remains for the Marcos. Jones again serves. Here's a set up front for Chloe Wilkin. It's over the end line. Too strong. 13-12. Polo within 1. Side out remains for the Marcos. Again, Jones serving. To the back. Set. Gurman tapped it over. Marcos keep it alive. Now they'll bump it over. Steamers get it back over, and the Marcos knock it down to tie up the game at 13 apiece. Side out remains Polo, so the Marcos have come back to tie it up at 13. Jones again to serve. It's a set near side for Gurman, and that one is in. The kill by Kirby Gurman, a much needed point for the Steamers as they regain the lead at 14-13 after that Polo run. Now it's side out Fulton. Bell Curley to serve. To the back. Tapped over. Steamers keep it alive and they get the push over. Good hustle by Avery Bush. She was on the ground and kept it alive. Now the Steamers look to get it over, and that shot is too strong over the end line by Kirby Gurman. Tied at 14, side out remains for Polo. Laney Mandrell to serve. 96% with 16 aces. Steamers set for Gurman near side, and that one's off Polo out of bounds. It's 15-14, Steamers back in front by one. Again, when these two teams played back in September at Polo, the Marcos took the Steamers to 3 sets before Fulton prevailed 2-1. Zoe Kunau in to serve. Nice one to the back. Tapped over by Polo. Set for Gurman near side. Marcos keep the ball alive. They get the return. Now the Steamers set it, and that one's over the end line, too strong by Haley Smither. So we're tied 15 apiece here in the opening set. Side out Polo. With the Marcos tying it up once again. There's the serve. Reed taps it over for the Steamers. Now the Marcos get it over. Steamers keep it alive. Got to play it off the ceiling. They get it over. Now the Marcos set it up front. Steamers keep it alive. Look to get the return here. They do by Gurman. Now Polo sets it far side. Nice block by the Steamers on that far side. Haley Smither, Jessa Reed teaming up. 16-15, Steamers, side out Fulton. Kirby Gurman to serve. Nice serve. And there's an ace for Kirby. 17-15 Steamers as they try to get a little distance between themselves and Polo. Try to get a little string of points put together here. Gurman again on the serve, high arcer, and that one's into the stands. Steamers get the point, 18-15. Side out remains for Fulton. Again, Gurman to serve. There's a nice serve, tapped over. Steamers keep it alive, set it up, tapped over by Avery Bush, and that's down for the kill. 19-15 Steamers. Side out remains for Fulton. Again, Gurman to serve. We're in the opening set, best 2 out of 3. Steamers come in tied for first in the NUIC South with Eastland. Following that big win, there's another ace for Kirby Gurman. It's 20-15 Steamers, and Polo wants timeout. Timeout on the court, 20-15 Fulton. We'll come back to Stan Borgman Court and more volleyball action after this timeout.
From the moment I walk in the morning to the time I go home at night, I'm helping people. And they're doing things that made me nervous the first time and even the second time, and that is buying or financing a home. it makes me happy to be able to help them be more comfortable in that process. And that's
Robert Bertram back here, Stan Borgman court. Timeout called for by Polo. So Steamers have strung some points together, courtesy of Kirby Gurman, 20-15. Gurman again to serve, another nice serve. Polo gets the return. Set up front. And somebody, violation on the Steamers in the net. 20-16, Polo gets the point and the side out. Riley Laskowski to serve. So Steamers set it up on the near side for Avery Bush. She tapped it over. Here's a set far side for Polo. Nice recovery by the Steamers. They get the return. Now the Marcos set it far side. A nice block on that far side. It's off Polo, out of bounds. Jessa Reed on that far side. It's 21-16 Steamers. Side out Fulton. Jada Shaver in to serve with the Steamers up 5 here in the opening set. There's the serve. Set near side for the Marcos. Nice dig by Shaver. Nice block up front by Chloe Wilkin. And a violation on Polo. Steamers get the point, 22-16. Side out remains for Fulton. Shaver again on the serve. This time it's over the near sideline, out of bounds. 22-17 Fulton. Side out now for Polo. Reese Michael to serve. To the back. Kunow sets it far side to Reed, and her shot's too strong over the end line. It's 22-18. Steamers thought it was touched by Polo. And there's an ace for the Marcos, 22-19. Side out remains for Polo. There's Michael's serve. Set up front for Chloe Wilkin. Nice block up front by Chloe. Now Polo gets the return. Steamers look to set it near side to Avery Bush, and she finds the empty coffin corner and knocks it in for the Steamer point. It's 23-19 Fulton. Side out for the Steamers. Breanne Brennan comes in to serve. So it's 23-19. Steamers with a lead. And the serve's too strong over the end line. It's 23-20. Side out Polo. Carly Grobe to serve for the Marcos. Here's the serve to the back. Steamers look to get the return. It's pushed over. Now Polo sets it far side. Steamers keep it alive. No, we're going to have a violation on Fulton. 23-21. Side out remains for Polo. Carly Grobe again to serve. There's the serve. Steamers set it up front. And violation on Fulton. It's 23-22. And now the Steamers have to use a timeout. We'll step aside as well. We'll come back with more volleyball action from Stan Borgman Court after this timeout. All right, welcome back. Steamers have to use a timeout as Polo's within one here in the opening set. 23-22. Side out for the Marcos. Again, Grobe to serve. There's Steamers can't get the return, and it's tied up at 23 apiece. Side out remains for Polo. I've seen this in my 30-some years of broadcasting. A team coming off an emotional win, and their next game they usually start out flat, and that seems to be the case here. The Steamers trying to gather it back up, and that one's out of bounds as the Steamers get the point, 24-23. Let's see if they can put it away here. Set point. Avery Bush to serve. Nice one to the middle. Polo taps it over. Steamers keep it alive, near side to Gurman. She gets it over. The Marcos set far side, and it's out of bounds. Steamers get it, and they'll pull it out. 25-23. But give credit to Polo. They took it to the wire, and the Steamers pull it out to get the opening set. 25-23. 25-23, Steamers get the first set, and we'll come back after this extended timeout to get ready for set number 2. Fulton and Polo, don't go away. We're back after this timeout.
We've got a saying around here that says we're just regular people helping regular people. And I think it's more than
Robert Bertram back here, a grandparents' night at Fulton High School. And the Steamers put to the test in this opening set. As Polo had them on the ropes, the Steamers pull it out 25-23 as we get set for set number 2. Again, the first time these two teams played back in September at Polo. The Marcos forced 3-set match against the Steamers, and Fulton came out on top 2-1. So we'll see what happens here in set number 2. Side out for the Steamers. Avery Bush to serve. Steamers won the fresh soft match 2-0. The JV match as well, 2-0 over Polo. Here's the serve to the back. Marcos set it up front, tapped over. Steamers keep it alive. Gurman knocks it over. Marcos set it far side, a nice block on the far side. Chloe Wilkin and Jordan Rathburn teaming up. And the Steamers with an early 1-0 lead. Again, Avery Bush to serve. Nice one to the near corner, tapped over and down for the kill by Kirby Gurman. And the Steamers out 2-0. Side out remains for the Steamers. Again, Avery Bush to serve. And that one's too strong. You knew right when she hit it. It's over the end line and Polo on the board. It's 2-1 Steamers. Side out for the Marcos. Cameron Jones to serve. Set near side, Kirby Gurman, and that's too strong over the end line. Ties it up 2-2. Side out remains for the Marcos. Side out for Polo. Here's the set up front, tapped over by Wilkin. Marcos get the return, but it's over the end line too strong. Steamers get the point. 3-2 Fulton, side out for the Steamers. Again, Fulton comes in tied with Eastland atop the NUIC South at 7-1. Polo sitting in fourth at 3-3. And that one's tapped over. Steamers can't get the return. Polo gets the point to tie it up at 3 apiece. Side out Marcos. Lainey Mandrell to serve. Steamers going to have to scramble to get the return. They do. Polo keeps it alive. Set far side. Steamers get it over. Now the Marcos get it over, and good hustle on the floor by Belle Curley. Doing everything she could in her power to keep it alive. And the last one, unfortunately, went off her hands about 2 or 3 rows into the stands. Point Polo, 4-3 Marcos. Here's a set near side for Gurman. Tap back over by Polo. Now the Steamers set it this time, and Haley Smithers' kill attempt into the net. It's 5-3 Polo. Side out remains for the Marcos. Mandrell again to serve. Steamers set it near side. Gurman pushes it over. Now Polo gets it over on the return. Steamers set near side for Gurman, and that's down for the kill. Kirby Gurman. It's 5-4. Side out Fulton. Steamers down 1. Zoe Kunau in to serve. Here's the left-handed serve to the middle. Polo sets it near side. Nice block by the Steamers. And it drops in for the point. We're tied 5-5. Side out remains for Fulton. Again, Zoe Kunau to serve. There's the serve. Knocked over by Polo. Steamers get it back over. Now they got to get the return. They do. Gurman pushes it over. Marcos keep it alive. They push it back over. Now the Steamers get a set on the near side to Gurman, and that one's into the net. It's 6-5 Polo. Side out for the Marcos. So side out for Polo. Mackey to serve. Steamers set far side to Reed, and she knocks it down for the kill. Jessa Reed off the set from Zoe Kunau. Ties it up at 6 apiece. Side out Steamers. Kirby Gurman to serve. Try to break the 6-all tie. There's the serve to the back. Set. And Polo's in the net. So the net violation in the Marcos. Steamers get the point. 7-6. Fulton. Side out remains for the Steamers. Again, Gurman to serve. And there's an ace. Had a nice high arcing serve that dropped into the empty spot on the court for the ace. 8-6 Steamers. Again, Gurman serving. And that one goes astray over the right sideline. 8-7 Fulton, side out Polo. And Briley Laskowski to serve for the Marcos. There's the serve, and that's an ace. Miscommunication in the back row by the Steamers. Didn't know who was going to get it, and it drops right in between for the ace. Tied up at 8 apiece here in the second set. Steamers won the first set, 25-23. And that one's out of bounds. Steamers up 1, 9-8. Side out Fulton. And Jada Shaver comes in to serve with the Steamers up 1 here in the second set. Nice serve. Marcos get the return. Steamers get the return themselves. Now Polo sets it far side, tapped over, but is it in or out? It was out. 10-8 Steamers. Side out remains for Fulton. Again, Shaver to serve. Nice one. And Polo runs out of room on the return. Steamers get the point, 11-8 Fulton. Side out again for the Steamers. Jada Shaver to serve. And Polo can't get the return, drops in for the ace. It's 12-8 Fulton, and Polo has to use a timeout. So we'll come back to Stan Borgman Court, NUIC Southern Division Volleyball, after this timeout. Robert Bertram back here, Stan Borgman Court, following the Polo timeout. Steamers have opened up a 4-point lead here in the second set. It's 12-8. Again, Jada Shaver serves. Return by Polo. Nope. Line judge says it's out. Steamers get the point, 13-8. Side out remains for Fulton. And Shaver to serve. And that one's going to drop in to the corner for the ace by Jada Shaver. It's 14-8 Steamers. Again, side out Fulton. Marcos get the return. Nope. We had a violation on Polo. It's 15-8 Steamers. Side out Fulton once again. And that's a nice serve by Jada, just skimmed the net. Nice block by the Steamers. Polo gets the return. Fulton sets it up front. Chloe Wilkin pushes it over. Now pushed back over by Polo. Steamers keep it alive as they scramble for the return. And this shot is too strong over the end line. So that'll put an end to the Steamer run. 15-9 Fulton. Side out Polo. Reese Michael to serve. There's the serve to the back. Steamers set it up front. Chloe Wilkin. And it's out. Right at the line judge's feet. It's 15-10. Polo gets the point. Side out remains for the Marcos. Steamers set it on the near side. And Avery Bush's shot into the net. Polo gets the point, 15-11. Here come the Marcos. 15-11 Steamers here in the second set. Gurman pushes it over. Now Polo sets it up front. And the Steamers can't get the return. It's 15-12 Polo, trailing Fulton by 3. After they were down even further. Steamers scramble to keep it alive. Good hustle by Zoe Kunow to keep it up into the air. Now the Steamers look to get a return. Here's Avery Bush. She knocks it over. Now it's set up front. Polo tapped it over, and the Steamers can't come up with it. And Polo gets the point, 15-13. The Marcos within 2. Side out remains for Polo. And Michael is serve. Steamers cannot get the return. It's 15-14, and now Fulton has to use a timeout as Polo's rallying once again. We'll step aside, come back to Stan Borgman Court after this timeout. All right, welcome back to Stan Borgman Court. Steamers had to use a timeout as Polo has come back to pull within 1, 15-14. There's a set. Reed tapped it over for the Steamers. Pushed over by Polo. Fulton keeps it alive. Good hustle by Jada Shaver. Steamers get the return. Now set far side, tapped over by Polo. Steamers keep it alive, and they get it over on the return. Now here's the set, tapped over by Polo. Steamers near side to Bush. Avery tapped it over. Polo keeps it alive, looks for the return. Steamers keep it alive. They have to scramble hard and get it over on the push by Gurman. Now a set up front for Polo, and that one's out of bounds. Over the sideline, 16-14, Fulton. Side out, Steamers. Brianne Brennan comes in with Fulton up 2. Here in the second set. Polo gets the return. Steamers set it near side. And Avery Bush's shot is knocked out of bounds off Polo. So the Steamers get the point, 17-14. Side out remains for Fulton. Steamers won the first set, 25-23. Went right down to the wire. Steamers keep it alive, look for their return. Bush taps it over. Polo sets far side. Nice block attempt by the Steamers, but it drops in for the point. 17-15, side out Polo. Fulton lead down to 2. Carly Grobe to serve for the Marcos. To the back. Set near side. Steamers get it over. And Polo blocks it out of bounds. Off of Polo. It's 18-15 Steamers. Side out for Fulton. And it will be Avery Bush to serve. Nice serve to the back. Polo sets it up front, tapped over. Steamers can't get the return. It's 18-16. Side out, Polo. Cameron Jones to serve. Here's the serve. Steamers get it over. Back over by Polo, and now the Steamers can't get it over. It's into the net. Polo gets the point. It's 18-17. Fulton lead down to 1. Side out remains for Polo. Jones again to serve. Here's a set. Gurman taps it over. It's out. And we're tied at 18 apiece here in the second set. Side out remains for Polo. Jones again to serve. Again, these two teams went to 3 sets at Polo, and that kill is down off of Polo out of bounds. The kill courtesy of Chloe Wilkin. It's 19-18. Just what the Steamers needed. Side out Fulton. Bell Curley to serve with the Steamers up 1 here in the second set. Polo sets it far side. A nice block by the Steamers. Marcos keep it alive. Get the return. Now the Steamers set it up. Tapped over by Gurman. And Polo's return into the net. Steamers get the point, 20-18. Fulton. Side out remains for the Steamers. Again, Bell Curley to serve. Bell Curley on the serve to the corner. Polo gets the return. Steamers set it up to Gurman, and that one's out of bounds. Over the sideline, it's 20-19. Steamer lead down to 1. Side out Polo. Laney Mandrell to serve. To the back. Steamers look for the return. They get it. Now Polo near side. Tapped over for the kill by Leah Tobin. And we're tied at 20. Side out remains Polo. Again, Mandrell to serve. Here's the serve by Mandrell. Steamers look to get a return here. It's into the net. Polo with the lead, 21-20. Here in the second set. You sense a little frustration on the Steamers side right now. Pushed over by Brennan. Tapped over by Polo. And that one's over the end line by Kirby Gurman. And Polo with a 2-point lead at 22-20 here in the second set. And the Steamers have to use a timeout. Timeout on the floor. We'll come back to Stan Borgman Court after this timeout. All right, welcome back to Stan Borgman Court. Steamers have to use a timeout. They're down 2 here in the second set. Here's a set up front. Steamers keep it alive. They can't get the return. It's 23-20 Polo. Side out remains for the Marcos. So they took their first meeting back in September at Polo to 3 sets. Before the Steamers prevailed, 2-1. And Gurman's shot over the end line. 24-20, it's set point, Polo. As the Marcos look to force a third and decisive set. Pushed over by Brennan. Now the Marcos set it up. And it is Polo coming back to force a third set. as they win 25-23. So Polo wins 25-20. They win the second set. And so we're going to a third and decisive set here from Stan Borgman Court, Fulton and Polo. And we'll come back after this extended timeout.
From the moment I walk in the morning to the time I go home at night, I'm helping people. And they're doing things that made me nervous the first time and even the second time, and that is buying or financing a home. It makes me happy to be able to help them be more comfortable in that process. And that's generally the case. By the time we get to closing, everybody's pretty comfortable with the situation and the financing options they have.
All right, welcome back to Stan Borgman Court. If you're just tuning in, where you been? You've missed some exciting NUIC Southern Division volleyball here from Stan Borgman Court. The visiting Polo Marcos have forced a third and decisive match between Fulton and Polo. Steamers won the first set 25-23. The Marcos come back in the second set and beat the Steamers 25-20 to force this third and decisive set. And again, Fulton comes in off that big victory Tuesday night over Eastland here at Stan Borgman Court to pull the Steamers into a tie for first place in the division with Eastland at 7-1 coming into tonight. But right now they're on their heels as this inspired Polo team coming in at 3-3 in conference play have forced a third and decisive set. Fulton gets the serve. Avery Bush to serve. And we're underway. And that one's out of bounds. Off Polo, 1-0 early lead for the Steamers here in the third set. Avery Bush to serve. Nice one to the back. They play it off the ceiling, get the return. Steamers tapped over by Chloe Wilkin. Nice block by the Steamers. Polo can't get the return. Gurman and Wilkin teaming up for the block. 2-0 Steamers. Side out remains Fulton. Again, Avery Bush serving. There's an ace. It's 3-0 Steamers. Side out remains for Fulton. Again, Bush to serve. And that one is over the end line. Polo gets the point. Side out for the Marcos. 3-1 Steamers. Cameron Jones to serve. Steamers going to have to scramble to get the return. They do. Now Polo sets it up. Steamers can't get the return. As it drops in for the Polo point, 3-2 Steamers. Side out Marcos. Jones again to serve. And Chloe Wilkins' shot out of bounds. Off the hands of Polo. Steamers get the side out, leading 4-2 here in the third and decisive set. Nice serve by Belle Curley, and there's an ace. As it is off the hands of Grobe, out of bounds. 5-2 Steamers. Side out remains for Fulton. Again, Belle Curley to serve. There's another ace for Belle Curley. It's 6-2 Steamers. Side out remains Fulton. Again, Curley to serve. Set near side for Polo. Steamers get the return, but they can't get the second return. Polo knocked it over, and it's off the Steamers, out of bounds. 6-3 Fulton. Side out Polo. Lainey Mandrell to serve. There's the serve. Steamers look for the return, and that one's going to drop in for the point. 6-4. Here comes Polo again. After the Steamers jumped out to an early lead, side out remains for the Marcos. Steamers get the return, but it's knocked down for the kill by Michael. 6-5. Steamer lead down to 1. Side out remains Polo. Again, Mandrell serving. Steamers tap it over. Tap back over by Polo. Pushed back over by Fulton. Now a set up front, and it's into the net. Off the Marcos. Steamers get the point. 7-5 Fulton. Side out for the Steamers. Zoe Kunow in to serve. The Steamer lead just 2. 7-5. Nice serve to the back by Kunow. Steamers keep it alive, look to get a return here, and they do. As Kirby Gurman credited with that one. Had a little English spin on the volleyball, and it drops in for the point. 8-5 Steamers. Again, Kunow to serve with that left hand. Polo gets the return. Steamers set it. And that one's down for the kill by Jessa Reed. She comes up big with a point for the Steamers. It's 9-5 Fulton. Side out remains for the Steamers. Zoe Kunow to serve. And that one's too strong over the end line. 9-6 Fulton. Side out Polo. Side out for the Marcos. Mackey to serve. Steamers set near side for Gurman, and that one's over the end line. Too strong. 9-7. Polo gets the point. Side out remains for the Marcos. 9-7 Fulton here in the third and decisive set. And that one's out of bounds. Steamers get the point. Side out Fulton. It's 10-7 Steamers. Side out for Fulton. Kirby Gurman to serve. Nice serve to the back. Polo gets the return. It's out of bounds. 11-7 Steamers. Side out remains for Fulton. Again, Gurman to serve. See if she can string together some points here. It's a nice serve. Set up front. And the Steamers can't get the return. They run out of room. It's 11-8. Polo gets the point. Side out for the Marcos. Briley Laskowski to serve. Steamers set it, tapped over by Reed. Polo keeps it alive, push it over on the return. Now the Steamers get it over by Haley Smither. Here's a set on the near side, and that one drops in for the point for the Marcos. It's 11-9. Steamer lead down to 2. Side out remains for Polo. We're in the third set. Steamers won the first set, 25-23. Polo the second set, 25-20. Reed knocks it over for the Steamers. Polo knocked it over. Steamers get it back over. Now the Marcos get it over. Steamers, Smither tapped it over. Polo pushes it over. Now Fulton looks for the return. And that one is off of Polo. Out of bounds. Steamers get the point. 12-9 Fulton. Side out for the Steamers. And Jada Shaver comes in to serve. Her team up 3 here in the third and decisive set. Here's a set up front for Polo. They knock it over. Steamers set it for Chloe Wilkin. Polo will get the return. Now a set near side. And that one's going to go down for the Steamer point. It's 13-9 Fulton. Side out remains for the Steamers. Again, Shaver to serve. Nice serve to the back. Marcos have to play it off the ceiling. They cannot do so. Drops in for the Steamer point. And it's 14-9 Fulton. Timeout Polo. Timeout on the court. We'll come back to Fulton High School and NUIC South Division Volleyball after this timeout.
We've got a saying around here that says
All right, welcome back to Fulton High School. Following the Polo timeout, we're in the third and decisive set. Steamers up 5, 14-9. Jada Shaver to serve. And there's an ace. It's 15-9 Steamers. Side out remains for Fulton. Again, Shaver to serve. There's the serve to the back. And Polo gets the return. Steamers scramble to get a return. And Chloe Wilkin off the set from Zoe Kunow knocks it down for a big kill and put the Steamers up 7 now. It's 16-9. The side out remains for Fulton. Again, Shaver to serve. This time it's into the net. Puts an end to the Steamer run. 16-10 Fulton. Side out Polo. Reese Michael to serve. There's the serve to the back. Steamers have to scramble to get it over. They do. Polo gets it over. Steamers get the return, and it's off Avery Bush down for the kill. 17-10 Steamers. Side out Fulton. Here in the third set, Breanne Brennan comes in to serve with the Steamers up 7. And that one just over the net. Polo had their shot blocked, but they keep it alive and get the return. Now the Steamers set up. Chloe Wilkin who knocks it down for the kill. 18-10 Steamers. Side out remains for Fulton. Again, Breanne Brennan to serve. There's the serve. Set up front, tapped over by the Marcos. Steamers near side, Avery Bush, and her shot will go down off the hands of Polo, out of bounds. As they could not get the return, it's 19-10 Steamers. Side out remains Fulton. Again, Brennan serving. Another nice serve to the back row. Polo scrambles, gets the return. Steamers set near side. Bush taps it over. Polo keeps it alive. They get the return. Now the Steamers scramble. Chloe Wilkin, and that one's too strong over the end line for the Polo point. Puts an end to the Steamer run. It's 19-11 Fulton. Side out Polo. Carly Grobe to serve. There's the serve to the back. Steamers knock it over. Polo gets the return. Now Fulton sets far side. Jordan Rathburn knocked it over. Nice block up front by the Steamers. Polo gets the return, but it's too strong over the end line. 20-11. Steamers with the lead, and Polo wants timeout. Timeout on the court. We're in the third and decisive set. Steamers up 9. They'll be serving when we come back after this timeout.
A very simple phone call to make that could really change your future.
Robert Bertram back here at Stan Borgman Court following the Polo timeout. 20-11 Steamers here in the third set. Side out Fulton. Avery Bush to serve. Good hustle by Polo. They're going to get the return. Steamers set middle, tap down, and the kill by Chloe Wilkin. 21-11 Steamers. Side out remains for Fulton. Again, Avery Bush to serve. Nice one to the back. Polo scrambles for a return, and that one comes up empty. Steamers with the point, 22-11 Fulton. Side out remains for the Steamers. Again, Avery Bush to serve. Nice one to the back row. And Polo couldn't play it off the ceiling. Drops in for the Steamer point. It's 23-11 Fulton here in the third set. Bush with the serve, and that return into the stands off of Polo. (24-11). Set point Steamers. Nice serve. Set up front, knocked over by Polo. And there it is. That is a winner. Chloe Wilkin knocks down the final kill to give the Steamers a 25-11 set 3 victory over Polo. But give credit to the Marcos tonight for the second straight conference match against Fulton. Polo took it to 3 sets, and the Steamers, for the second time this season, defeat Polo 2-1. 2-1, Steamers get the victory over the Polo Marcos to remain atop the NUIC Southern Division. So the Steamers get the victory 2-1 over the Polo Marcos. So the Steamers get the victory, 2-1 over the Polo Marcos. As they get the victory over Polo tonight, 2-1. So congratulations to Jada Shaver. How's it feel?
It feels great. I wish we could have done it in 2, but, you know, we have those games, and I think we pulled through in the end and had a good upset. So
I know you guys had to have been excited on Tuesday getting that big victory over Eastland to carry into this game here tonight.
Yeah, we really needed that. And it was good to be able to come back from the Byron tournament and still beat them in 2. It was good.
All right, this one tonight you knew coming in. These guys, last time you played back in September, they took you to 3 sets, and you ended up winning 2-1. And what do you think coming into this one? I know you coming off that emotional win on Tuesday night. You hope not to come out too flat, but at times in that first set, it seemed like things just weren't going your way.
We knew they were going to be scrappy, and we have really good defense, and we have, you know, good pickups, but we just had to play hard, and we knew that they were going to be a good competition. They've taken every other team that they've lost to 3, so we knew that they were going to be something, and we had to come back, so yeah.
It seesawed back and forth in that first set, and you guys came out on top, winning 25-23. You had to feel good at that, coming back with that, and then heading into that second set to get a little momentum.
Yeah, it was a really good game, and it was nice to come back and win with a big gap at the end.
Then that second one again, back and forth, and those guys came out on top, did a little more. You were down, lost 25-20, and what was going on in your minds getting ready for that third set?
Well, we knew that they had gone on a lot of serving runs, and we knew that we couldn't, you know, have bad serve receive, and we had to pick it up and just go out with a better mindset and more confidence.
You guys looked like a totally different team in that third and final set, that you were determined to get that win.
Yeah, for sure. We had a lot of energy, and we went out there, and it was good. We played as a team.
You had some good serves, good play up front there, especially towards the end. You guys took control.
For sure, yeah. It was all clean plays. It was good. It was good.
All right, well, congratulations on the win. Savor this one, and you're still atop the conference. That's the good thing.
Yes, it's nice.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. As the Steamers get the victory tonight over Polo, 2-1. But again, they had to work for it. Give credit to Polo. The first meeting back in September went 3 sets before the Steamers prevailed 2-1. And tonight, identical, Coach. And you knew coming off that emotional game on Tuesday, sometimes you don't know how your team's going to respond. And it seemed like in that first set they were just kind of out of sync.
Yeah, I think we had highs and lows tonight. I think we came out really strong in the first game. And I'm telling you what, Polo's defense, unreal. I mean,
tremendous.
I seriously would say that they probably have the best defense in our conference right now. I seriously, and they did that last time we played them too. I mean, tonight we hit hard. The first game, second game, you know, partially through we started kind of hitting inconsistent. But that whole first game and a half, we were swinging hard, and they were just digging everything up. I mean, they played amazing. They did.
They definitely did. But you held your composure down the stretch in that first set and came out on top 25-23, and you knew what you were going to be in for in that second set.
Yeah, we you know, and we were ahead in the second set too, and we just started losing our serve receive. You know, I mean, that, like, you know, Tuesday night we were just on, our passing was on, and if our passing is on, I mean, we were on fire Tuesday night with our passing, and tonight we were pretty, you know, 60% on, 40% off with passing. No serve receive, we shanked some. Defense a little slow moving. You know, that's key. We got to practice. I mean, we practice. We have uninterrupted 30 minutes serve receive practice every day. We don't sacrifice that, and it's all got to start with that.
Yeah, and then they ended up winning 25-20, and I know you had to have a nice talk with the ladies to get ready for that third and final set, and they came out strong in that third set and almost looked like a different team that they were up for that challenge.
Yeah, I there are times, like even at the end of the game, it's kind of like, I was out of timeouts, so I couldn't call another one anyway, but I was still pretty calm just because, sometimes you just need to get a game over.
Yeah.
You just need to get it over. I didn't feel that there was any saving that game at that point in time.
Yeah.
And I just told them, I said, you know what, that's why God gives us 3.
Yeah.
Take a breath.
Yep.
It's okay. Forget about your mistakes, because we made a lot of mistakes. We made a lot of mistakes in there. We made a lot of blocking mistakes. We made a lot of hitting errors. We made a lot of setting errors. We just, all around, and it was everybody. And they all were feeling pretty down. I'm like, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah. We've got 3 games.
That's right. That's the nice part. You have 3 games, and they came out and really inspired and did the little things they needed to do especially after Polo made a little run after you jumped out on them in that third set and then started to pull away.
Yeah, we did. We made some miraculous digs, too. Like, I think Jada, I sent her up here today. I think she made some amazing saves in middle back. We had her middle back last year, and, she was a great middle back, and we moved her to left back this year, and then we switched her and Kirby plays a better left back, and Jada plays a better middle back, and we're like, we're switching this, and that's the plays that Jada can make. She did some amazing plays back there. Those digs like that, Belle made some amazing digs as well.
She was on the ground with some of those. Keep it alive.
Yes, both of them did an amazing job on their digs, and that gives us some energy.
Yeah.
That's the only time that those poor little DSs that they never get the credit, but when they make miraculous dives and digs like that, that gives everybody energy.
It does, and you could just see that keeping that ball alive, and that just the look in their eyes. They really just a great win here tonight, of course, coming off that game against Eastland with that win. And now you got AFC coming up next week.
We do. We have AFC. I believe we have Amboy, too, as well next week. We got those 2.
And that'll be senior night?
It will be. Yeah,
wow.
It will
already.
Be. Yeah. It does go by fast, yep. And looking at our, seeds already for regionals, it's getting close to postseason.
Well, I know this will be the second time around playing those teams, and you like it, the fact you have film on them, you know what they're going to do. Yeah. And now you have to go into it with a little extra added pressure on the fact that you have a target on your back now that you're atop the conference.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, any team would love to knock you off. That's the name of the game, and let that conference title be up for grabs. And so, yeah, I'm hoping we can play strong and not, we can't overlook anybody.
Right.
I was nervous about Polo. They played us really hard last time, and they played everybody in the conference hard. I mean, they take everybody 3 games. I can't give them enough credit. I think they really work hard. Some good workhorses.
They'll probably be one of those teams you probably won't want to face in the postseason. You never know.
No. Yeah, and they are actually in a bracket of teams that aren't in their conference. They're like with Leland and Somonac and all these teams, that they don't know, and they're not going to know what's going to hit them.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, congratulations, Coach. Savor this one, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you.
All right, that's head coach Stacy Gurman of the victorious Fulton Steamers. But as she mentioned, give credit to the Polo Marcos as they forced, for the second time this season, 3 sets against Fulton. And when the dust settled, the Steamers prevailed 2-1 as Fulton won the first set 25-23. Polo came back with a strong second set, defeated the Steamers 25-20, and then in that third and decisive set, it was Fulton prevailing 25-11 as the Steamers take it 2-1. They're now 8-1 and atop the Southern Division of the NUIC. They're 19-8 overall. Polo drops to 3-4 in conference play. They're now 13-8-2 on the season. Steamers make it a complete sweep over the Marcos. They win the fresh soft match 2-0, and they take the JV match as well 2-0. So that's going to do it for our telecast here tonight from Stan Borgman Court on Grandparents' Night. We'd like to thank you for tuning in. Thanks to those behind the scenes for their great engineering work this evening. And, of course, thanks to Fulton High School for allowing me to bring you my 13th season of covering Fulton Steamer sports. We'll have Steamer football tomorrow night as Fulton will dip out of the NUIC into non-conference play when they will entertain the Southwestern Wisconsin Warhawks. And we'll have that one for you here tomorrow evening. So enjoy the rest of your night until tomorrow night. Robert Bertram saying so long from Stan Borgman Court here at Fulton High School.